Madame, another person that I'm incredibly late to the trend of. Well, you know, I might be like 2 months late, 3 months late, something like that, but I might as well hop on the trend now. So I was enjoying my day, playing some Hentai Shooter 2 on Steam like I do, you know, every day. And I found this one video right here while I was scrolling through my phone, and it kind of started a bit of a chain reaction in my head, and I realised a few things. So the first thing I realised was, wow, I really am late to this topic. It also made me realise that Madame doesn't seem like a very good person, and also the art community is really close with each other, and I'm proud of that, even though I'm not at all an artist. Now I'm going to refer to Ashley as Madame just because that's how she pronounced her name when it was still Madame. It's now Princess Ash. Just in case you don't believe that that is her channel, here's evidence. After watching that video, I decided that I would do a bit of digging, and boy did I learn a lot. Now, quite honestly, I really doubt that I'm going to be talking about anything particularly different from other videos, because once you've seen one with this drama, you've kind of seen them all. Like, there's not a lot that you can really point out and pick out, because it's all very, like, surface level. But you know, I, an angry Brit, wanted to voice my opinions too, because that's what I do best. So before all of this went down, I didn't have the foggiest idea who Madame or Princess Ash was, and so I had to do a little bit of looking into it myself. And it turns out that she is a 19-year-old girl from Florida named Ashley, as I said. Thank you, YouTube fandom, appreciate you. And she is the self-proclaimed LeafyIsHere clone. But the female LeafyIsHere clone. And, you know, it's probably not great when your entire brand is based around you being a knockoff of someone that people don't really hold that good of an opinion towards. Not gonna lie. But each to their own, I suppose. Things seem to be going pretty well for Ashley, honestly. She got to 50k subs, and, you know, that's only 50k more than me, so it's not that much, but, you know. And maybe her content wasn't really my cup of tea personally, but clearly she was doing something right. Until September of this year. So in September, Instagram artist Slimmers released an Instagram story, and in this she exposed Madame for quite a few things. So their interaction began when this picture was made for Madame. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's really nice, by the way. And Madame was really happy about it, as I guess you would be if someone, you know, made you something. And so she DM'd the artist and asked about commission prices. Their interaction seems pretty positive and friendly, really. I don't know if you find that kind of thing cute, I guess. I don't know. And from here you can see that it was agreed that the commission would be done for exposure, as the artist doesn't have a PayPal. I believe she's 15, if I'm not mistaken. So exposure proved a fine method for her. But for the record, this doesn't then apply to every other artist, because in most cases, exposure is not a form of payment, okay? So here you can see that Ash was pretty happy to do that, and their conversation about the stills carried on in a pretty friendly manner, or from the screenshots I've seen anyway. When the pictures were done, Madame posted them, and she used them in a video, which was her 50k sub special, which that hasn't aged too well now, has it? But she posted that, and she didn't put any kind of credit in the description or anywhere in the video. Oh, Ashleys of the world, when will you learn? So here's the video, as I said, the 50k sub special, no credit. And the artist posted about this to her spam Instagram account, which, honestly, fair enough, because the deal was that they wouldn't have to pay in return for exposure. So being a bit upset that what you were promised is now falling through, that's fair. And it's not even like it was a rude post, like, at all. It was still saying, like, oh, I wasn't credited, but that's okay, which is better than how most people would react. However, Ashley doesn't really take well to this kind of thing, as you'll see here. But from what I've seen after this little miniature interaction, they seem to get on fine again after a bit, so it's not that big of a deal, I suppose, this little section. Now, I'm not going to carry on too much further into that story because I don't really want to have like a long kind of video on my channel. You know, not like I would ever do that. But a few interesting things are the way that Madame messaged the artist. It's just a bit, you know, not very nice. But then we get into the real meat of the story. This is the bit that everyone knows about, because people started to get a little bit upset with her, you know, because people were saying it's probably not good that you didn't credit this person, alongside like a whole host of other things. And Madame isn't very good at, you know, just staying quiet and taking some criticism and just changing the description. You know, there's a lot she could do, but she didn't. So they had some conversations, and the conversations that they had didn't seem very friendly. And then Madame dropped a bombshell in the form of a video, which she said some, you know, some slightly controversial things in. I really think that the like to dislike ratio kind of speaks wonders for me here, and people weren't too impressed. But what did she talk about in this video, the 30,000 IQ artist? Well, she didn't seem to take the situation very seriously. I'm not going to put like videos because I don't know how often Ashley goes and copyright strikes things, but I don't really want to take that risk. But the video's still up and it will be down in the description so you can look and see what I'm saying. She starts the video by making this kind of skit type thing in which she's calling 911 and saying to them that there's furries attacking her and trying to cancel her, which a group of many artists and people who aren't in the art community telling you that you're a pretty not good person isn't really the same as being attacked as a victim. You are not the victim in this situation. Now, she goes on for a little bit, kind of just talking about, I don't know, I wasn't really paying that much attention, honestly, but she was painting herself out to be this victim-like character. And she goes on, but there are some really, really crucial points. One thing that everyone picked up on is she had the audacity to say that someone who told her sexual assault story is a liar. Madame, Ashley, I know you've got some kind of superiority complex, but it's really not your place to tell that kind of information to your 50,000 sub audience. I know you think you're above normal human standards and morals, but you actually aren't. Shocker, right? There are some less serious notes. For example, she complained about the time that the art took to be made. So she refers to this as a commission, not a request, which I've seen it referred to as both. It's quite difficult because, okay, it's not really a commission in that the artist didn't earn anything from it, but it also wasn't really a request because the payment was there, just not in the form of monetary gain. Although the fact it wasn't paid then is like, you know. Regardless, she complained about how long it took to be made, but to quickly refer back again, she was not getting paid. Ashley, okay, yeah, that's not your fault per se, but you're talking to a child. This person is 15 years old. Now that alone might not be much, but Ash, not everyone has the luxury to be like you and sit inside your mum's house screaming about how much of a knockoff you are and how much you hate blank and blank. Some people have got lives, Ashley. People have got school, they've got social lives, they've got things they need to do that don't revolve around you and your YouTube channel. And we haven't even spoken about some other artists that have come forward to mention their exchanges with Ashley. So let's try and get a bit more specific here. I want to include another artist in this whose name I cannot say for the life of me. I think it's like Mokafua? Please don't come for me. So I'm going to read out the thread that she made about Madame because I think it sums up what kind of person she is quite nicely, actually. So Madame decided to make a video about me too, and obviously it's horseshit, and she lied through the video. A thread. For those who didn't know, I'm the person who did Madame's YouTube icon and merchandise. After all the Slimmers drama happened, I chose not to associate with her anymore. As an artist who takes commissions, it upset me how she treated Slimmers. Now Madame is attempting to slander me for allegedly emailing a fan fiber agent saying I wanted the rights back to the art, which never fucking happened. I was well aware I don't own those images anymore, but neither does she. Fanfiber does. She told me herself. Okay, great. I forwarded the sisterhood design to my agent. Under contract, any design I sent him, he has legal rights to now. Well, Fanfiber owns it, but they're happy to credit you if wanted. But obviously that's no form of payment, so I'd rather just PayPal you. Quick little input from me quickly. It's really interesting how credit wasn't a form of payment in this case, but in the other case you were perfectly happy to use credit as a form of payment. Interesting. Anyways, I looked at your prices. I'll double check later what matches the cute sisterhood design and will PayPal you once my agent implements your design to the shop. Additionally, when I announce the new design, I'll credit you and plug your social media. Please note this is not a form of payment, I just wanted to get you more recognition. Does this sound alright to you, or is there anything on your mind? And what's your email to your PayPal? I'll PayPal you when the merch goes live. Anyways, after that she said I was trying to lie about not being credited also, which she did credit me, but then it was removed. Why? I don't know, and she didn't tell me. So here we've got proof of it being credited there, and then proof of her taking out the credit. Now she no longer uses that icon, I don't believe. She uses a different icon now, but she did use that icon for a long time. It's only when she became Princess Ash that she changed it. I never ever tried to slander Madame in the sense that she was rude to me doing business with her. She never was. The only problem I had was her very, very slow direct messages, but that's only a nitpick. Furthermore, the only thing I tried to take down was her using the icon. Here's screenshots from me talking with said person doing the takedown for me. Name censored, of course. The credit thing, I'd assume mostly on the behalf of Fanfiber, and I'm really unsure how that could be managed.
That seems fairly complicated, because now there are agents involved and she's doing it through Fanfiber, not some DIY merch website. I don't think a DMCA notification on that would be valid. However, I'm fine with going through on the YouTube profile picture.
Like, I believe the only thing I would take down would be the profile picture art. Yeah. And like I said with other people, I wouldn't know if I'd be able to get back one of the designs considering she actually paid for it.
I'll say this, she's done it in a really sneaky way.
So it belongs to her, and she gave the rights to a Fanfiber after.
She's blatantly said she'd pay you and credit you, but sort of said crediting is not a form of payment.
Yeah, again, this is like my first time I've worked with someone, like this is so, it's iffy.
But she did say that she'd credit for the YouTube icon, yes?
Yeah, it's in her Discord server, if that's even still up. She has a tendency to delete servers. So, the next screenshot is one of the problems that people had, in which she doxes people, whether intentionally or not. There have been 2 occasions in which she's doxed people that I'm aware of. The first one is a person's phone number. The second one is a person's main email in one of her screenshots. It's not the one that she uses anywhere else, it's just for PayPal transactions, and the artist doesn't put this out publicly, which then, Madame, it's not your place to put it publicly. And even if it is an accident, you clearly edit your videos, you block out names, you block out certain text, but you chose not to block this out. So it's not like you didn't look over it because you've blocked out other things from this message. Instead of me ranting about it, let's have a look at the message. She showed my main email in one of her screenshots in the video. This is my email used for business and is only given for PayPal transactions. I do not ever put this email out publicly. This was a breach of privacy. I want to check if you can send $40 now so it's over with, because I got paid $30 once and it only took like a few cents from what I remember. Then again, I don't know. Alrighty, can I get your email again? Oh sure, my email is old email, but it's got all my stuff connected. And then she sends the money. So not only is this Leafy clone slandering my name, she's literally put private information publicly. I'm still not sure as to who emailed the fan fiber agent about the merch art, but it sure as hell wasn't me. Last thing to mention, she said I was clout chasing. I literally didn't get too further involved to protect myself. I only just backed up Slimmers and that's it. God, why the fuck would I want your audience? Anyways, artists, please, do not take commissions from this absolute liar. She's literally the most bitchy person I've dealt with. Also, I want to add, I'm completely dumbfounded on anything related to copyright. I'm 14 years old and have absolutely no experience with all of this, so apologies if it sounds sketchy. Also, here's the art that was included in her merch that I made here. Twitter's gonna butcher it, but yeah. I noticed that the specific screenshot showed didn't have the same avatar, so here's the area to show that it is in fact me. I didn't crop it like others to prove authenticity, I don't fake screen caps. Another thing I noticed in all of this, if her agent did get emailed about me wanting to take down the merch art, why didn't she show the email in question? I didn't email anyone to begin with, so it's really hard to believe that this even happened. Madame has a tendency to contradict her own statements, like how she said she supposedly had the rights to the commissioned artworks. No, you forfeited that to Fanfiber, you literally told me yourself. Lastly, I wanted to add, it's absolutely pathetic that a grown adult would proceed to make a video to that big of an audience. I know most of them are partially not active or are, but with a give contrast of just my following, it's disgusting. The only thing that I find completely dodgy about it is, Madame, whether you're just turned 19 or you're turning 20, you're an adult. Yeah, we can all agree that. You are an adult. You are over the age of 18. You are, in the eyes of the law, an adult. Two people that you have been shown to have bad altercations with and to have publicly leaked out information about them that was private, they were both minors. A 14-year-old and a 15-year-old. Now, it might not seem that big of an age gap, 15 to 19, it's only 4 years. But the point still stands, they are minors. You are the adult. In this case, you are at fault. I don't really like getting my own personal opinions involved too much, but who knows, maybe I should. Because I just think it's interesting. The reason I speak so strongly about this is my own profile picture was commissioned actually from a really, really lovely person. It was so nice to be able to work with her. Her information is in my channel description over in the About section. It's a similar situation in that credit was not the form of payment. She was paid with PayPal, but I decided to credit her as well because she's the one who made it and I love it, so thank you. But it's not that hard to just have a normal, conversation and commission talk with an artist. Even if you don't wish to continue talking with them after the fact, you can still be polite. Nothing's stopping you from doing that because you as a customer to a person still have to be polite to said person. Anyway, Madame is a whole ass clown. I guess we'll just see what goes on from here. She seems to be trying to avoid the situation a lot. She's changed her name, as I said before, from Madame to Princess Ash. Here's her supposed reasoning that she posted on Discord, but not to say it's not true, but I really don't think it's true, honestly. It seems pretty odd that it's come right after this drama, and she says that the reason is because she made her account name when she was 16. That was 3 years ago. You've had a chance to change your name in all 3 of those years, and you decide to only do it when people don't really like you anymore. Still, like I said, I'm super late to this, so I guess my information and my opinions don't matter as much as other people's, since I'm so late to this topic as always, but there you go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Later.